Guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Parshvika. In today's video we're going to be talking about the some of the applications or software or websites out there that are going to help you transfer the money from one country to the another country. So important if you have an international business, or if you are having the customers or consumers of your company, of your business all around the world, and you're doing the transaction. This is also important for freelancing. If you're doing the freelancing and you are having the customers in the other countries, in different countries, you would be actually paying a lot of the currency conversion fees, the transaction fees. A lot of the different fees come along the way for actually receiving your money or sending money from one country to the next. So I'm gonna share some of the applications or softwares that you could use, and also I'm gonna talk about some of them which I personally use, because I do have the clients and the customers which I work all across the globe. So I do use the different options out there depending on whichever country I'm working for. So let's dive in. Give this video a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more such videos. You can very well visit our website www.globodivine.com. The link is in description box below for more blog articles, for more information. A lot of the cool resources are there on our website. You could very well grab the finance planner bundle that will going to help you plan your finances and going to help you keep track of every single thing, whether it's a debt or income or sales or whatever it is. It's a PDF download. The link is in description box below. Now let's talk about some of the options out there. Now obviously there are so many options out there, but I'm gonna cover a few of them over here based on my experience and based on my research. The first one that I would talk about is the PayPal. Now PayPal is so common, is actually accepted in most of the countries. Now there are the few exceptions in the countries where the PayPal doesn't work. I'm not sure which are these countries, but there are the exceptions. But in most of the majority of the part of the world, the PayPal is being accepted, and it's very quick and very fast to send the money via the PayPal. Personally, I use the PayPal a lot, many times. In fact, I do use every single month. So I can say that the PayPal, even though they give the good currency conversion ratio, but at times their transaction fees can be a little bit higher in comparison to the other software application website that I'm going to be covering in a second. But since it's actually globally accepted and many people are aware of that, they have a lot of the customers, they have a lot of the reviews in this space, so they are really a trustworthy site out there in terms of sending or receiving money abroad or from one country to the next country. Their conversion ratio is a little bit higher, I found. Still, they are the most common, most popular, and you can instantly send the money from one PayPal from one country to the next. Okay, the second one I'm going to cover over here is the Payoneer. Now in some of the countries the PayPal doesn't work. There could be the options that the Payoneer would be working for them. Now personally, I did use the Payoneer in the past. Now I'm not currently using it, but I find their customer service pretty great, and after the PayPal, I think this is the second most common option out there and very popular. It's working in the especially majority of the countries. There could be some exception as well in which the Payoneer doesn't work. But Payoneer also gives you a good conversion ratio. I find that their transaction fees and their conversion ratio is a little bit less in comparison to the PayPal. So this is something if you're looking for, or if PayPal is not working in your country, then you could very well opt for Payoneer. The third one I would talk about, or I would recommend, is the TransferWise. Now I pretty much love the TransferWise because their conversion ratio, the transaction fees is lesser, is lower in comparison to the Payoneer and the PayPal. Like if you're sending the same amount of money via the PayPal on the Payoneer, you're gonna pay a lot of the transaction fees, a lot of the currency conversion fees. But here in the TransferWise, I find personally, based on my experience, I'm not paying that much, or I'm actually don't have to pay a lot of the transaction fees in comparison to that one. Now for the TransferWise, obviously it doesn't work in all the country. They don't have all the currencies. That's why I'm covering over here, because PayPal, they are working in majority of the countries and they are working in majority of the different, like many of the currencies, but the TransferWise work only in the few currencies. But still it's a great option out there if you see that your currency is there and the country in which you want to send receive the money, if that country currency is also there, then you can very well go with the TransferWise, because their transaction charges are low and the fees are low, which I really like about the TransferWise. Plus, the little bit downside about that, it will going to take some time to send the money, because in the PayPal it's an instant transfer, but here it will going to take some days or maybe a week to send the money, depending on which part of the world you're sending the money. And obviously they're gonna require some of the financial documents like the bank statement of your own country, and a little bit about your own identity details like your passport or the identity card that you're having in your country. So that could be a little bit more of the paperwork for the TransferWise, but still I find the transaction fees is lower. If you want to send a large amount of money and you can wait for a few days to send or receive the money, then I would recommend you to go with the TransferWise, because they are not taking that high transaction fees in comparison to the PayPal and Payoneer. That's a little bit positive stuff about the TransferWise. Now let's talk about the fourth one. The fourth one I found is the World Remit. Now I personally never used the World Remit, but they said that they are working in more than 150 countries for bank deposit, mobile airtime top up, and even cash pickup. So there is a no minimum transfer amount. I forgot to mention that there is a minimum transfer amount in the TransferWise. Like you can't send a $1. There is a minimum amount depending on whichever currency you are doing transaction. So you need to have that minimum threshold reached. Like you can't send literally $1 from one currency to the next. Okay, so there is a minimum threshold for the TransferWise, but for the World Remit this is not the case. But there is a maximum limitation. Like there is a limitation on how much amount of money you can send with the World Remit. It varies from country to country. Okay, that is the fourth one. The last one I want to cover, obviously there are so many ones, but these are the ones that I find very popular and working recently nowadays, and also based on my experience. The next one is the MoneyGram. Now MoneyGram is also, I find a lot when I was actually looking for the different software and websites out there, or different platform out there in which I can actually send the money from one country to the next, or I can receive the money. I found the MoneyGram also, the currencies and in the countries. So if you have those currencies in your country or where you're sending those currencies are there, then you can go with the MoneyGram. So these are the some apps or software or websites which you can use for sending or receiving money abroad. Hopefully you find this video useful, and let me know if you want to see such kind of videos, because it's also part of the financing. If you have a business online, you would be doing a transaction internationally, and you would be having your customer or clients living in different countries, and you would be sending or receiving the money, so you would be needing some software. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye guys.